Hello everyone, and welcome back to Queen Elizabeth, A Day in Her Life. And today we're going to see the meeting between Queen Elizabeth, Prince Philip, and Jack and Jacqueline Kennedy. Jack and Jackie were still new to the White House, adjusting to their roles, when they attended the meeting with the leaders of the British monarchy. So it's not surprising to learn that Jackie felt less than confident at dinner. "Oh, Jack, I'm so sorry for you that I'm such a dud," Jackie's overheard saying to JFK, according to cheatsheet.com. And he said, "I love you as you are." There were rumors that Jackie and the Queen didn't get along with each other, but Jackie's Secret Service agent said that they had a warm relationship. Clint Hill, the agent, said they had a good relationship. "I know that the press has sometimes written it otherwise, but it's not really true. The relationship was friendly, more warm than it was cold," Hill said, referring to the oft-repeated narrative that the two women didn't get along. "They had small children and they had horses, two things that they could discuss forever," Hill recalls. As far as the lunch went, Jackie told Hill it was delightful. And next, we have the other side of the coin, that there wasn't all that rosy. So the Queen was nearly 10 years into her reign when she hosted a dinner with the Kennedys, and the meeting took place just 4 months after President Kennedy was inaugurated. BritishHeritage.com stated that according to the Telegraph, Cecil Beaton claimed that Kennedy was unimpressed by the palace furnishings and by the Queen's dress and hairstyle. Gore Vidal claimed that Jackie described the Queen as pretty heavy-going. When Vidal shared that with Princess Margaret later on, Margaret have said to have replied, "But that's what she's there for," Margaret defending her sister somewhat with that comment. So the Queen didn't like the attention that Jackie got. When the Kennedys arrived in 1961, Britain was excited to see her, and this didn't make the Queen very happy. The Queen felt a bit of a rivalry with Jackie, who was about the Queen's age, a style icon, and considered somewhat of a queen in the United States. And there was another reason that went beyond this. When Jackie was invited to the dinner, she insisted her sister and brother-in-law, a Polish prince who had been divorced twice, and then back then, one divorce was too many for the Queen and the monarchy, so the Queen objected, and the First Lady objected to the objection. So there was negotiations, and Jackie got her way, but not totally. The Queen didn't invite her sister Margaret or her Aunt Marina. The writer Vidal, whom Jackie was close to, had told him the Queen knew the First Lady wanted to be photographed with him. No Margaret, no Marina, no one except every Commonwealth minister of the agriculture they could find, Jackie told her friend Gore Vidal, a writer who didn't mind telling what he had heard from Jackie. Jackie also said that Philip was nice but nervous, and one felt absolutely no relationship between them. And they had been married at this point for 14 years and had experienced struggles in the relationship, some of which Jackie may have picked up on. With some things that Jackie and the Queen talked about, when Elizabeth asked Jackie about her trip to Canada, she admitted that she found it draining to be in the spotlight. The Queen reportedly responded, "One gets crafty after a while and learns how to save oneself." After the dinner, the Queen is said to have taken Jackie on a tour of the palace to view some of the art. According to dailymail.co.us, stated President Kennedy marked his first and only meeting with the monarch by gifting her a signed portrait of himself in a silver Tiffany frame with a handwritten message, "To Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, with appreciation and the highest esteem, John F. Kennedy." He later wrote in a birthday letter to the Queen, "May I also at the same time say how grateful my wife and I are for the cordial hospitality offered to us by Your Majesty and Prince Philip during our visit to London last Monday." And then when they met again, the Queen invited Jackie to lunch on 21st of March 1962, as she was visiting the UK, this time without her husband. So this would show that Jackie didn't hurt the monarch's feelings in any significant way if she was inviting her to lunch. So after lunch, Jackie was noticeably discreet, speaking to the press. "I don't think I should say anything about it except how grateful I am and how charming she was." Jackie, of course, was not going to say things about the Queen in public, but I'm sure she might have to her friends, as she did in the previous meeting she had with the Queen. President Kennedy didn't get to meet the royal family a second time because of the assassination in 1963. Queen Elizabeth mourned the loss by having a bell ring for the late president in Westminster Abbey after his assassination. In a condolence letter to Jackie, Queen Elizabeth wrote, "I'm so deeply distressed to learn of the tragic death of President Kennedy. My husband joins me in sending our heartfelt and sincere sympathy to you and your family." Queen Elizabeth was several months pregnant with Prince Edward at the time. He did not attend JFK's funeral. However, her husband, Prince Phillip, flew to Washington, D.C. to represent the British royal family at the service. According to the William Manchester book, Death of a President, the Duke of Edinburgh struck up a sweet friendship with the late president's son, John F. Kennedy Jr., who turned 3 on the day of his father's funeral. The touching story regained attention after the author, Paul Brandis, tweeted about the account following Prince Philip's death. The weekend of the Kennedy assassination, Prince Philip flew to the funeral in Washington. At the White House on Sunday, November 24th, 1963, Jacqueline Kennedy was looking for John Jr. and opened the door to his playroom. There she found the prince sprawled on the floor, playing and laughing with the murdered president's son, days from his 3rd birthday. John had said earlier that he didn't have anybody to play with. Also, where's Daddy? And Her Majesty's husband decided that he would entertain the boy. Rest in peace. So this goes to show what a kind man Prince Philip could be and how he loved children. Queen Elizabeth set up a memorial for John F. Kennedy in England. It was at Runnymede in Surrey, the site where King John signed the Magna Carta, an acre of land that was donated to the U.S. The dedication took place on May 14, 1965, a year and a half after John F. Kennedy's assassination. Jackie was in attendance with her 2 young children, Caroline Kennedy and JFK Jr. In a poetic speech, Queen Elizabeth said, "The unprecedented intensity of the wave of grief, mixed with something akin to despair, which swept over our people at the news of President Kennedy's assassination, was a measure of the extent to which we recognized what he had already accomplished and the high hopes that rode with him in a future that was not to be." A photo from that solemn day shows Prince Philip holding hands with the late president's son, whom he had bonded with when he attended JFK's funeral. Designed and carved by Alan Collins, the memorial is a series of granite steps that lead to a stone slab with the inscription honoring JFK. This acre of English ground was gifted to the United States of America by the people of Britain in memory of John F. Kennedy, President of the United States, 1961 to 1963, died by an assassin's hand, 22nd November 1963, the monument reads. It also includes the words from the President's inaugural address in 1961, "Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, or oppose any foe, in order to assure the survival and success of liberty." The memorial usually isn't something that is done in the UK, so this shows what respect the Queen had for President Kennedy. The Crown put their own spin on what they learned about the meetings between Jackie and the Queen. The show has to have some drama, so certain dialogue was created. No one will know exactly what happened, but the relationship between the 2 ladies never went into friendship. It was more like cordial encounters. It was interesting to find out this time in history, when there was Queen Elizabeth in her reign in England and the Kennedys who were creating Camelot in the United States. We find in these encounters that they were human after all, with personal thoughts, good and bad, and insecurities. They really had nothing to worry about. They were great in their own ways. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and if you did, if you would give it a thumbs up, it would be greatly appreciated. I wish everybody a good day, and tune in again soon for another episode of Queen Elizabeth, A Day in Her Life. Thank you. Bye.